I call him Bucky, so. He always hated that. I'd see him at Purdue and I go, hi, Bucky, and all his friends would go, Bucky.
Nice old nickname. Just assume they lost it.
Yeah.
He kept reminding him.
Yes, he lost that nickname when all his friends all the other people.
I tell people you're a nice guy too.
Oh, come on.
You can lie that easy.
Amazing.
Why that's once a good thing.
Okay, I think now we're ready, so we'll go ahead and get started.
Yeah,
All members present minus Jim, but he technically has resigned, so,
Is it official? Did he get his stuff done?
I don't believe so. It's
Paperwork?
not official with the county clerk yet, right?
Okay, is that a question of the minutes?
No, Jim's
Oh,
resignation,
Jim's
it's not official with the
resignation.
county clerk.
We have a letter from one of the council members that has a signature. That was a problem. The notification that I had didn't have a signature, but they need the ink signature, but we obtained one from a council member. So we can.
We should be able to move forward with that here eventually, yeah, okay, perfect.
do we have to, vote for a new president?
Yeah, that's one of the.
You should do that.
When you call for additions, I have
You should
something.
do that today also. Yeah.
So, then any additions or changes to the agenda? Georgia?
I left off the electing your officers, and right now you only have one that you vote for annually, and that would be the position of president. So that would come under town attorney. The second item is discuss a reimbursement resolution under new business, and also under new business, the spring cleanup day 2026.
Any other changes? Yes,
I represent the RDC, and from now on, there'll always be a report from the RDC at this meeting.
Oh, good,
Right.
perfect.
nice.
We probably, honestly, and I guess going forward to new agendas, we would just make a new heading for the RDC update or RDC info. That everybody good with that? Oh. Is that fine?
And so, as far as the, order, I would suggest that you select the president first. At the top of the order, and then start going through the agenda after that. And often I will open that if you want me to. I can do
Sure,
that.
let's just, I guess we try to approve the minutes before we get there, right?
Well, I would suggest you get the presiding
President
officer first.
Okay, all right, so, let's go ahead and just start with you then.
All
Your
right,
stuff.
I will. It's now 6:06 and it is January 12th, 2026. My name's Eric Burns. I'm the town attorney, and I would like to open the floor for nominations for president of the town council for the year 2026. Are there any such nominations?
I nominate Chad.
All right, any other nominations? Any other nominations? And interestingly, at least to me, because I'm a boring guy, you don't have seconds for nominations, which is a little odd, but that's the way it is.
Okay,
So anybody can get nominated because they can nominate themselves.
Oh.
That's sort of the theory, more the merrier.
because I'm sure Matt will do that. So.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
We have one nomination, and that is for Chad. Any other nominations?
No.
Hearing none, nominations are closed, and I would ask for a voice vote. All those in favor of Chad for president of the council for 2026, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The vote is 4 in favor and 0 against, which is all the council members in favor of Chad for president. Sir, it's all yours.
Okay, well, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
You'll regret this. No.
Let's just, I guess we'll jump back up and we can approve, the minutes from the December 8th meeting. Are any changes that need to be made to the minutes?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes of December 8th, 2025.
Second.
Motion by Mary Jo, second by Steve. Any discussion?
Did we have, I just got a question. Didn't we have 2 meetings last month?
None.
Seems like
I thought we had 2.
special meeting.
Because I was at one of the meetings last month. But I was trying to figure out if it was the, so this one, and it says I was absent on this one, but I thought I was at the board meeting, but not at the special meeting.
What's wrong?
I swore we had 2 last month.
We did have 2.
Did we have one without Georgia?
Well, you might
Yeah,
have,
we
but
did.
you've only got minutes for one at this moment.
Yeah, no, we
And that's fine.
met last week for interviews.
We did have.
Oh, I know we did, yeah.
Right, and
But
then
we had two meetings in December. I swore we did. Or was that November?
Yeah, I don't know. I did not attend, but I remember.
Saying it was at in November.
I think
Maybe it was.
I think very
Okay.
correct.
So I can't imagine. we-
So I believe-
No, I bet George
Okay.
figures it out.
Okay. That's cool.
You'll have minutes for an executive session.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Those are not
Oh,
repeated.
there you go.
Yeah. I was working on the minutes for
Okay.
Thursday last week or something like that. So,
My mind's slipping. I'm getting old.
I have-
25 times two.
any other discussion on the minutes for December 8th? No, all those in favor?
I,
Aye.
I don't know that
Okay,
I read them, so.
motion carries.
So not knowing exactly how to do that, you may sign these. but
Okay.
Because at that moment. You were acting president.
it's kind of like Radar O'Reilly saying it because she's so good.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Eric, would you like to? Do we need to talk about anything about the council member replacement? I think that's kind of on hold until our next meeting, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
All
As right
right.
now.
So on Woods Edge, there was a request, I inquired, we hadn't heard much, and I'm gonna let, Chris and Dave help out too, to an extent here. We'd not heard anything back, so I kind of inquired, and I think it's in the hands of their lawyer, and so I said, hey, what's going on to their lawyer? And he responded, hey, could you send me the agreement? And I said, what agreement? Well, he wanted the agreement from the 70s. Okay, here we go. He got it, and very quickly he responded, and I know that, Chad, you were copied, but in order to avoid, the open door law issues, I did not copy all the council members, but it was a very short response, and I'll just read it. This is from Craig Coster on January 6th, and he said, thanks for sending it. The agreement provides approvals for 1,100 lots. We would like the same with this new agreement. And I added the word new, so we'd like the same with this agreement. We'd also like some assurances as to rates and to create a fee schedule. The prior agreement states that users of the system are not required to be charged the same as other users in the geographical area. If we're going to be funding these improvements, we need some assurances that rates will not be increased significantly to make up any potential shortfall. So those are really three separate issues, I believe. The 1,100 lots, and I'm going to let you guys speak about that in just a second. And so that original agreement provided for 1,100 lots and what ramifications that has, I'll let you guys talk about. I don't think it's too complicated, but I'd like you to do that. It also like assurances as to rates, which is something that I wasn't surprised by. If they're going to be putting million plus up, they don't want us to turn around and say, oh, by the way, thanks, and now we're going to have a big rate increase. So
Right.
I think that's a calculation issue to an extent for Robert, our financial advisor, but it really is a question for the council. Is that acceptable? It strikes me, and I'll speak on that one. It strikes me that is because we've given them, this is your bill. We need your help. We're not going to do this project without significant downstroke from you and promises of the money when we need it. So I think that's a reasonable request, but in order for us to respond, we really do need to have the council give at least an indication that that sounds okay. So that was issue 2. And that's really 2 and 3 are the same. They want some assurance that rates will not be increased significantly, which is sort of the same issue. They're going to put downstroke, big money down. They don't want rates to increase.
Point of order.
Say it again.
That's a big problem because they don't pay those rates.
Their people do.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what they're looking for, is some kind of an assurance that their people are not gonna have to pay an increase over other ratepayers, is the way I read that.
Oh, so.
In other words,
Yeah,
The same.
that's how I would read that.
yeah.
You know, if you have,
Right, and that's how I understood the email as well.
yeah, part of the purpose of all this is to not have an adverse rate impact on regular folks who have been paying all these years, there's gonna be some increases, everybody knows that,
Right.
things are going up, but not a great big increase in order to pay for this improvement. So, that's how I read it from, you know, a special rate for the. Cause you can't say, oh, we won't raise your rates, well, you don't know that.
Right, in their billing, they don't ever break it out. I pay a lot of the bills there as trustee.
And they never see it,
No,
it's
well,
just part of the rates, right?
no, they have they create their own bill, but it doesn't break out
Right.
anything.
So you just pay your rent, and you don't know which portion of the
No, you
portion.
pay your rent plus you pay a utility bill, and
Okay.
that includes water and
Oh,
so.
water and, okay.
Yeah.
So it's just like one lump sum bill as
Yes.
opposed to
They
a,
never break it
Yeah.
down.
Yes,
So they actually could raise the rate without us ever raising the rate.
and they do.
That's what I wondered.
I'm sure. So that's the one issue, which again, I think we can deal with. It's just a question of what we're willing to say and what we're willing to do. And then the 1,100 lots, you know, that's what it said originally.
Yeah.
We could kind of get into that.
From a design standpoint, conveying flow from potential 1,100 lots shouldn't be an issue, and it really wouldn't change the design of the system as a whole. One of the resulting trickle downs could be, well, is their share of the project gonna be based on that projected connection? Should it be based on their current? They'd have to understand that if they do want it to be 1,100, that could change the share of their percentage for each phase of the project.
Is that 1,100, that phase 2 for them?
I think it's like 3. The last count we got from them was that they had plans for up to 790, so we had been rolling with that.
They don't have enough space to do 11 because they started all this double wides,
They started what I didn't hear.
double wides.
Oh, okay, it takes up more space.
And they're, that, the last phase are double lots.
Oh.
So physically, I can't see 1,100.
So from a design side, there's not an issue.
Not an
So you don't see any,
I don't see that being.
just
something-
sticking with the same number.
Whatever they wanna call it, if they don't change the area that they own and have moving for development now. It doesn't matter, if they wanna add additional ground in phase 4 or whatever, that's different.
And we're not asking for any commitment from them at all about that at this point.
If they were to buy additional land and develop, it would have the same cost recovery fee associated with it.
So we've used the cost recovery fee.
Yeah, that's
For the next phase also. Well, that makes sense.
So that would be spelled out separately. 1,100 lots and the original and the current area.
Current.
Because if what he says is true, they could be looking at expansion into a new area. But still under 1,100 lots, so you'd have to break that out separately.
Well, and they're at risk at that more than we are, quite frankly, because if nothing was said in the agreement. When it comes, we say, okay, well, that's what it's gonna take, you know. And who knows when that would be, that's not soon. I mean, I can't imagine it anytime soon, how built out are they? Forgotten, they knew at one point.
Well, they'd have to make some major changes way in the back. They'd have to clean up all the place where they burn all their trailers and everything.
Where they burned the trailers?
I think the area that they would have
But
to
I never
expand
went
to
through
is
that.
currently wooded, so there'd be
Yeah.
land that needed to be cleared, graded, full site development. for that plan.
So our answer should be. Any number of lots on the currently identified buildable area.
We could even enumerate the actual key numbers for the parcels.
Yeah, yes,
Identify the actual real estate.
yes, the actual real estate, and then, so that would be. When there's new pipe required, that would flip to the cost recovery thing.
Same as any other person that would dissolve.
Because if we stipulate 1,100 lots, if I was them, I would fall back on that for sure.
So the other issue, I think Robert ought to weigh in on, I sent it to him. And however you wanna do it in terms of discussion, again, as everybody knows, we got an open door, we're now, you know, for everybody, we're discussing it, which is fine. But I think in order to make a decision and get into the pros and cons about this is what they're paying up front, and this is what we're willing to commit to, that ought to be a small group, and ought to go back to the committee.
Mhm.
And I think Robert is an important ingredient in that, along with obviously engineering, and I'm happy to zoom in or be present, so I'd like to keep rolling. I did notice in the minutes that the stuff got held up to the lift station. What's our,
Yeah, the pumps, I believe, did not arrive on
oh,
time.
was it?
These are the phase one pumps. There was
Yeah.
An issue with the delivery, the update I got from, they're supposed to be here Monday.
Okay.
And I heard that on Friday.
Well, it's a good, logical reason to say, let's go, guys, come on.
Mhm.
And get them back. I would like to respond as quickly as possible, so whatever that means as far as scheduling.
Okay.
To get together and to really be able to know that at least the subcommittee thinks it's the way to go. And then obviously everything comes back to this council in a public meeting, has to be approved. So it's a little cumbersome, but it's the way it has to be done, and
Mary Jo, you're my counterpart on that subcommittee, correct?
Yes,
Would you be, do you think we could schedule something later this week or early next week? To try to move on that, like do a Zoom call or something like that?
yeah, it doesn't have to be posted.
Right.
It's less than.
I'm just, I guess for those in the room, just trying to
Yeah.
see what the appetite is for doing that.
only day I'm not available is tomorrow.
I should be roughly available, even if at work, I can jump on a Zoom call real quick.
And we'll get it back. I did not. So he may be the one that we need to.
This was his
Half on
first
his
day
phone.
back out from being out of town.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know whether he does
We don't
tax
have
prep,
the-
but we're gonna start getting.
Well, I think it
into
would just be
that.
Mary Jo and I,
Oh,
and then BFNS and
Oh,
Eric and
it's just
Robert. The,
Sorry. I had to anyway.
So I think that would be all I've got. Is there anything else that you folks are aware of that we need to be talking about?
Just having Robert do his analysis of.
Yep.
Minimum, maximum, whatever amount and timeline for UMH's contribution, and then moving the financial piece of all this forward as we're continuing to move construction and design.
So that's all I've got on that. I think it's positive, again, they have. And it just doesn't guarantee it, but they have never really just said, whoa, stop, hold on, wrong approach. They continue to say, yeah, that sounds okay. Give me this, give me that, but it seems to be going fine.
Good.
Any questions on that? Jewett Street. How are we doing? We got any more records? As far as trying to pin down the actual first date of violation that we're aware of. Where we are is, we're getting absolutely nothing, any of us. Person still continues to be absent from the world as we know it, and wherever he is out of the country. We need to get a judgment for as much as we can, and the reason for that is not to make money. That's not the point. The point is to have control. So if we go with what we know now, it's gonna be, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 maybe. Dollar judgment. And the important thing, so when we're in court, we can only go with what we got and say, Judge, here's the date we know that the violation started. Now, does that mean it has to be a police report? No. If a person knows it, they could testify to it. Judge just wants evidence, and evidence is you swear or you have a written record. So yes, that violation existed. I know it was on January of 2023, says somebody, if they know that. This is the violation, this is what it was. Judge go, okay, fine, you're under oath, good, I'll accept that, all good. And then we get a daily fine every single day since then. What that does is it gives us a judgment of a large amount. That judgment is our monopoly money when there's a sheriff's sale. So if we've got a $25,000 judgment and we go to a sheriff's sale, if Joe Blow from Kokomo wants to buy it, he's gonna have to buy it and pay at least $25,001 in order to own it. Which gives us leverage with Joe Blow to say, look, here's what we're willing to do. We're gonna write off 15 grand if you do the following, so it gives us power. And so we'll go with what we got, whatever that may be. Yes, ma'am.
we have been filing liens for probably 10 years. So
Gotta find that
the,
documentation.
the lien documentation I have
Great.
for that.
That's almost the best you could possibly get, because it was put together based on the facts and the lien was put into play. So that's great. Yeah, if we can get that, that would be really good. And we may need an affidavit from you that says this is a lien and this is, you know, what it said, and just kind of explain for the judge.
Okay.
And I don't think you need to go to court, as much fun as that would be for you. I think an affidavit will be fine. We'll just prepare that, have you sign it, and we'll present that to the judge. That's good. Glad to hear that.
Okay.
So that is 102, right? Oh,
Mhm.
and then 504, I'm still kind of, whatever you want, let me know. I'm not sure what we want to do there. There was some thought about buying it. I don't know. I've not taken any action, and I will take whatever action you want, but I
Is
haven't.
that the one without the utilities?
Without
Yeah,
utilities, without
Yeah,
siding, without, yeah.
Did I remember them saying they sold it or something?
I think they were trying to sell it. I don't know if it actually,
I thought they said.
did sell? did they?
I thought that's what they.
Is that the one
He came
with
here,
the drainage? The storm?
Mhm.
he came here a few months back wanting to get rid of his stormwater fee.
Yeah,
that's-
that was last, where did I just see that? I just saw that.
It hasn't
on
been
here?
recorded yet. If it did sell, it has not been reported. There is a new camper, it's a truck camper
Oh,
I was there.
parked behind the house
that's,
now.
I just read that somewhere.
are they living in it?
Doesn't look like it. I
Or
think
maybe
they were
it's
gonna
stored.
use it for storage and recreation, yeah. But the issue was the house with the boarded windows and the siding inside.
I guess until we know more, I'm not sure there's
Yeah,
actually anything
no,
we can do.
Whatever you want done, we'll look into it and get something rolling, but I'm not sure what we're really
Right.
looking there. That's an odd little document. with no-
It's also in a floodplain and, yeah.
And in the floodplain.
Do with it.
I have one idea,
Turn it
but I
into
don't,
a water park.
when it does flood, it's ready to go.
I don't know. That's an
That
odd.
was 504, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was last month.
Was it last month?
Yeah.
Okay,
Stormwater fees were paid by the owner who advised the property was sold.
Hey, well, there you
Okay.
go.
There's no information about the new owner. That was in last month's meeting.
So they
Well,
just
that
haven't
was
got.
according to the owner that
Yeah.
he sold it. I'm just reporting that Beacon.
yeah, Beacon isn't aware of that sale yet.
Those are running, what, 30 days or less for the transfer to show up,
If they record it, but.
if they
people-
record it.
People do that.
People don't.
Cause I think it was for sale by owner, so it maybe
They
just
might
changed, Hash maybe just changed hands
Anybody
and
advise them, yeah.
moved on.
Yeah, well, somebody bought that, can they use it for an RV park?
There's a headache.
Town marshal on that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do.
Okay, is that,
That's all I got. Any
From you?
questions about anything going on or
I don't think so.
no? Okay.
You pretty well covered it.
Very good. Well, I will, just let me know when that meeting is and then I'll.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
either be there or I'll have.
I'll put
Kyle
you an
there
email
or
after
whatever.
this and
Okay.
Get there if I can. Sure.
I need another 5 minutes of your time.
Okay, shall we?
No.
Exit
it's
there.
everybody.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
Okay. Sorry to take over the meeting, but
you're fine.
we have a joint situation that we're working on. Basically, my goal in RDC is to make sure that the TIF area raises about $460,000 a year to pay for the sewer project. And there is an incredible increase in the sewer rates for the whole town. We've got things that are possibly happening on the west side of 43, but I'm real concerned about the east side. And that is a arrangement with Tecumseh Land Corporation. And to try, the biggest problem is some easements that were put in place years ago when both parties really didn't comprehend the impact that it would have. Those current easements, excuse me, basically have prohibited it from being developed. So Eric is their attorney. And at our last RDC meeting, I volunteered. Not as an RDC member, but as township trustee. To hold a meeting on the 22nd at my fire station at 7 p.m. It is a meeting by some selection only. And I'm here to say that the town council can attend.
We can,
Yes.
okay.
My objective there is to explain the sewer project and the $460,000 that we have to raise. But more to also work out an agreement between the property owners and Tecumseh Land Corporation at some kind of settlement that could possibly move the whole project further along and get something going. It's been sitting way too long, and they've had people look at their property, and as soon as they find out about these easements, they walk away. As RDC, I cannot afford to let that property sit, because that's a dynamite of paying this 460. All the development in the TIF area goes straight into paying for the sewer project. In a TIF area, 100% of the property taxes collected get deposited to the redevelopment commission. And the redevelopment commission has approved that we will be a major stakeholder in financing the sewer project. Now, if all this falls apart, I have another solution that deals with the town council. If there's no process that these 6 taxpayers can live with.
Is that the number of property owners?
Yep. Then I am coming to you as an opportunity to change the situation. And by being township trustee, and I am ready to financially commit with the town to create a park on the side that faces those properties. That would absorb the easement and prevent the possibility of the rest of that project going. Another option would be that right off of 600, you work on purchasing a small amount of land for them to come sit and build a town hall. But something has to be done to move this whole project forward. That it is absolutely essential that the TIF area have development on both sides of 43, or I won't be able to meet my goal of financing $450,000 a year in revenue to help you out.
Okay.
Everything's tentative. I'm holding this meeting on the 22nd, and we'll work with the property owners and we'll see what we can accomplish. If we don't get any place, I need to come back to you and look at other options that might even include the process of declaring that the park needs to have eminent domain in order to proceed. But we gotta get that property moving.
How many of the landowners, because it has to be unanimous?
We don't know. That's
I'd be curious, just because I found out the other day that one of the parties is actually selling their house.
Right.
And so. Actually, 2 of them. So,
A little bit of a moving target then.
yeah,
Mhm.
so, I don't know.
well, we need a lot of Eric's help to pull this whole thing off.
Well, you know, back to the point, I've represented the Horner families to Tecumseh Land Corp, and I went to school, one of them in high school.
Oh.
My parents have known forever, so I've represented them probably longer than the town of Allen, but both long time. So it gets a little hanky. quite frankly, we're on the same side of this. Lawyers cannot have conflicts, right? I can't represent the town if I'm representing somebody who's got an interest against the town.
Mhm.
But in this regard, it's kind of the same interest, you know, they want to develop the concept. You folks want them to develop, so. It gets a little, I said hanky just because I meant, you know, it's a little bit complicated, but. That doesn't mean I can't do it, and so I would certainly. Like to be helpful in the process. And I think a lot of it is, as long as the folks see that what they're gonna end up with is something better than what they got today. And a park there?
Yeah.
Holy cow, how nice would that be? Push came to shove, and then what they had to do. I don't know how much ground we're talking.
Or station.
It's about 3.5, 4 acres.
Okay, so not.
Out of the 52.
That'd be a really good sized park though. I mean, if we were had to build a park, I mean, that's a lot of land for that kind of thing. So,
It would also be advantageous, because most of the people that are buying those homes are people with young children. And so,
Would be something that the park.
oh, that you watch, I know there's 2 families for sure that their eyes will light up, so.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna mention it, but, you know.
Yeah.
So,
But, and back to a point, and you touched on it, but just to dig in a little bit deeper, the power of eminent domain means that the town can buy a piece of property for a public purpose, buy the whole property.
mhm.
And since the town has the power to buy the entire property, the town can also adjust things that are going on in property rights, such as these easements. The easements say you can't build this, you can't build that, you can't, they're not really easements, they're restricted covenants. You may have said easement, but in a way, it's the same thing as an easement. But they say that that Tecumseh Land Corp cannot do this whole list of stuff. Can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. That's been in effect, wow, long time ago, before I was probably practicing law, been a long time. And so, if the town can buy the dirt, the town can remove those restricted covenants. That's sort of the point. That's why the town has a lot of power there. Again, you can take it all, you can take a little bit of it, because a restricted covenant is just one part of the ownership, and so you have that power, but it has to be for a public purpose.
Sure.
And there you go. What's the public purpose? Well, one, I'd use the park,
Yes, sir.
which would certainly be well received by the people who live there, I would think.
Funding the sewer plant,
What's that?
funding the sewer plant.
Yeah, that's good too. So, anything else on
No,
that?
sir.
Okay.
Which fire station? You mentioned fire station. Is it one, just the one right here in town? Okay, perfect. So make sure you have that, because I will do my best to attend. I think I can attend, but I'll be there.
Well, and for. Because I am doing it as trustee and not a member of the RDC and not that's not why I can have an educational meeting.
nice, okay.
Yeah, no decisions being made.
Right.
Right, there's a public town meeting, I should say, about group neighborhood meetings.
Yeah.
All that. Okay, what else, folks? Anything?
6, Bill.
7.
7.
Anything else, short?
Mhm.
We good?
Yeah, we're good.
Thanks a lot, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank-
Take care.
Thanks, sir.
We'll see you. You're out of here. I'm out of here. I don't want to eat chicken pot pie. I was already not you.
What was that address again?
It's only enough for me, so.
Okay, so moving on, contract services, looks like London Woody Group, that's Robert Wright. Robert, our financial advisor that's his firm, correct?
We moved that to February.
Right, it says for the fair, I'll just make sure I'm
Yeah.
thinking of the same thing.
Yeah.
So, okay. And then Bowen Construction, I don't think we have anybody here from Bowen. Do we have any updates from them?
But back on London Woody Group,
Okay.
I've asked for a number of things from me. So there will be materials to put on the February, or if you have a special meeting between, there will be material or the.
Go Huskers.
for the big stick.
Sorry. We're undefeated.
Okay, Bowen Construction, any updates from them?
Yeah, last update I got from them was last week. Pumps were scheduled to arrive on the 19th. I also spoke with Covalent, they're the representative for Northern Rough, the pump manufacturer, on Friday. He echoed that 19th date as well, so. In talking with Bowen, once they're here, they're ready to plug them in and go. The site is as prepped as it can be for that switch over to happen. They don't anticipate that process being a long time to do that.
They indicated they were gonna bring like a pump truck in. And they were operate off of that while the pumps were being installed.
Yeah, they'll
Is-
have a temporary pump on station to be able to bypass that section.
That allows them to move a little quicker on the whole installation process.
Yeah, it should not be a process.
Okay.
So if we receive any further updates on the 19th date, we'll pass that along. But I have a recurring reminder to check in with them.
Perfect.
And they've been good about giving me updates without asking, so.
Good, perfect.
Pretty responsive and getting information to us. And, yeah, so.
We haven't,
Further on Gateway, just.
I was gonna go to Hawks Nest.
Well,
We haven't been out there. I'll just let y'all know we haven't been out there. We've been on other jobs as of lately, so we're trying to get that back out there. Yeah, hey. When it keeps getting kicked down, the road gets kicked down,
Can
yeah.
you tell us where we're at then?
Everything is set other than the valve vault still. We still gotta drop the valve vault in. All the pipes tied in, everything's done. It's the valve vault and like
And is that what you guys do then?
the valve vault, yeah. It's so, yeah,
And then after that happens, what?
just the power. Just power.
That's it.
That's it.
Is that for electricians?
Mhm. Mhm. We got Dave, Elite Electric. Trying to find his last name, he's doing it for us.
Okay.
Do they have a schedule to do anything?
He doesn't yet, no, he doesn't. As soon as I get the valve vault in, he said he'd be here, so. I just gotta get the valve vault in.
How long does that take?
The valve vault. Just setting the vault takes 1 day, but then it's just the plumbing inside of it, so he could actually theoretically start his work after we get the valve vaults, so.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, there you go.
And other updates on Gateway Sewer, so the design is progressing. One of the next things we'll need from a sub-consultant standpoint is geotechnical services on that. So we had some early coordination with the geotech company to come out and do it. They're just waiting for the final bill from us. So is there something else? Stipulation they had on getting started for that?
Well, they'll want paid when their services are rendered, and since they're through us, we don't pay until we're paid. So that was a little bit of a sticking point. But they understand that it's just a matter of the financial side of the Gateway project moving forward and knowing that the funds are there.
And then some of our other design groups at BFNS are working along on their designs. Well, Sam here, she's our stormwater department head. She'll be doing the erosion control during construction and post-construction plans for that. So that'll be what we do to make sure we're not negatively impacting surrounding properties with the construction procedures. And then our right-of-way group is getting documents together to start going to landowners to broach the topic of getting right-of-way easements from them. And move along with that. We're still working towards a goal of getting GMP plans to Bowen next month for them to start getting pricing together and giving impacts that cause that date to slide. We'll let you know. But we've been in contact with Bowen and have regular conversation with them to make sure that that's still in keeping with what they're expecting to be on their schedule.
Welcome to the team.
It's moving along.
Perfect.
Pond,
Circle back to when you interjected the Hawksnet.
sorry, yes.
Samantha Gross is our stormwater department head out of our Indianapolis and Plainfield office. Chris mentioned she's on the stormwater erosion, both during and post-construction design and inspection services. We had asked her to attend tonight for helping describe the task order that we've submitted to help bridge the gap between what the pond on the north side of Shawnee Ridge is supposed to do, what it's doing now, and what it's not doing correctly, so that when Matt comes back on site with You left out restoration and most of the things, but, there's a certain amount of restoration that needs to happen in the spring when the ground is thawed, seeding can happen, grading can happen, things like that. So to get, put back together the areas along the force main route as well as the, lift station site. Matt will have to do that finish grading, fine grading and seeding.
We're restored up to the ARV there.
Air relief valve.
Yeah, the air relief valve at the east end of.
Where
Shawnee.
it makes that job to.
Comes back to the ponds,
So,
yeah.
So you're at the northeast corner of.
Yeah, the project, yeah, until we get down across the pond area.
Okay.
We're restored up to there.
And so, you want to talk about task force?
you can, does everybody have a copy of the task order?
Thank you. Any colors? Very nice. And have fun. That's okay. It's extra.
Basically, the work under this task order will allow us to provide Matt or a contractor to be able to price what work should happen while they're there, kind of thing, to restore this to a working condition, and first of all, determine what that working condition could be and look like.
So that's from combination of reviewing the original contract and construction plans for the subdivision. We're also got review of that original drainage plan and drainage calculations with that. Did have a conversation with Zach Beasley, the county surveyor, just to make sure that jurisdiction on that pond is correct, and he echoed that the county has no stake in that pond. So if there was an agreement between the homeowners association and the town, then it's the town's to work through revision with them. But he did iterate that he's willing to provide any input or consultation on that. This is part of his role in the office. If there's any experience he can share, he'd be happy to do it, as his office was the original reviewers of that.
Okay. So this is for us to be able to have you guys survey, figure out what all needs to be done. And then we're gonna.
It's for us to come up with scoping documents to give to Matt to put together the price, and for him to then be able to execute the restoration repairs for that.
We met on site, but
It was in December,
yeah,
prior to Christmas.
with Ron and kind of walked the site and. Came to a conclusion that that's kind of all. Boogered up.
Yeah, so the scope in this that you have in front of you reflects the discussions that we had here, and then the directions of the decision, which is directing the repair scope.
It's not just as easy as going in there and just taking the cattails out of it.
That's what
Yeah,
I was
also-
wondering.
Wasn't that easy.
So this, what we're signing is to pay you guys for the.
Initial
Yeah.
services.
So same.
Well, don't just say that, it's all of us, really.
Sorry.
It gives you a good place going forward, we can get you, like I said, the post-construction documents, then you have something when you're talking to the homeowners, you have documentation to show them where it's at, why we're doing what we're doing, why we had to fix it. Those sort of things, and then going to the future, what that maintenance may look like, because all your stormwater ponds, all your stormwater measures, they do require some maintenance. You need to at least look at them annually, and then obviously if you're seeing signs of failure, which this pond is seeing signs of failure, you've got quite a bit of erosion at the beginning of it, and actions have to be taken to maintain it. Sometimes it's just over sedimentation, and so then you're actually going in and cleaning out the cattails or anything else that's built up. This pond doesn't have that problem, it's kind of the opposite of that problem. So that gives you that documentation for future going, what it needs to happen with this for whoever takes over in 10 years, they've got a document to look back for, and we're not sitting around the same table asking, what do we do with it again?
Yeah, so I'm not doing this again.
We won't be here.
Yeah, I won't be
We won't be
here. So, do you need signatures tonight? We need to make a motion. Is that correct, Dorothy?
Yes, please.
And
Okay.
the total is 9,200 with all services included. Am I correct in that?
Correct. Thank you. Like to make a motion to accept the, what do you call this, a change order, the
Task force.
task order from DFNS for the pond in Shawnee Bridge that needs to be reconstructed again and brought back to normal use with the cost of $9,200.
Second. Thought he was gonna do it.
Motion by Mary Jo, second by Matt Kopic. Any discussion?
No,
No? All those in favor?
I,
Aye. Motion
Is
carried.
there, is there any way we can offload this? I mean, we gotta do this right now, but apparently we took responsibility for this pond at some point in time.
One of the things we have included in there we didn't touch on is a meeting with
Saw
the
that.
town and homeowners association to sort of go through the timeline of what all has happened, who owns what, who's in charge of what, how your stormwater utility operates and functions with that, and how this maintenance and upkeep of the pond was originally and still today in the ordinance intended to be the homeowners association who manages these and operates these, because they can be more, well, custom for what their pond and honestly this park area, what they want to look like and function like. The town stormwater utility is gonna be pretty limited on your capabilities to get in there and do what they may want to do for a higher level of service. And so those are just two realities, and at least to be able to describe the work that we would propose that be done to bring it back up to its functioning level. And just be open and honest about how it may not be what their vision for that parcel is long term, and that's okay. It's their property.
right,
But the town's responsibility to maintain the pond is only gonna do so much, and it's not gonna be a beautification type of thing, it's gonna be a function.
Is there any way we can? Put that back on them at all? I don't think so, based upon that document that,
Supply to us a few meetings ago.
yeah,
The old council signed it back in,
there's
Maybe.
no way that we don't have
To
any.
make it function for drainage, but not, like you said, not
not for beauty.
for beautification.
Yeah. So we're on the hook for that indefinitely.
Until they want it to be a higher and better, type of facility that will take care of the simple pond maintenance
Yeah.
compared to playground and trail and landscaping. And I don't know, now that the access to that parcel and the lift station's been replaced, they maintained, longer term going forward.
They're probably gonna have easier access to get down in there and what you said, I would say,
You want us to start?
And that pond is supposed to be a wet retention pond.
yeah,
We
it
did
never will be.
It's not.
No, it never will be, we already, I mean, it's sand and gravel,
Yeah, but if you go back and learn a certain individual design,
so it's
that was intended to have a water, and been on water
water.
all the time.
so it's up to us just to maintain it, correct?
Just based on the.
For its intended
So
use,
any improvements, we don't have to do any improvement.
just maintain it to its intended purpose. Period.
Well, that's what I'm saying, you know, how it is, a couple of years, they'll come and say, well, we all want this and this and this, Well,
You don't have to put a vote there, diving board.
Recommend you don't.
that's it.
This is mine, you
Or
want
this
it?
is mine, isn't it?
Yeah, the one in your hand.
Blind leading the blind on that side over there, just like.
Here. Oh, what is? Here's the something too. Thanks. Thank you. Okay.
You guys can actually do survey or anything up there in that.
We were gonna base it on the previous service information.
Yeah.
And we do have a little bit of survey and thoughts and stuff that back. Included it, so,
I bet you time. Are you with an issue?
Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be on your agenda. Okay, did I make it?
I don't, is she on the agenda, Joseph? Or what was the issue?
Are you Kathleen?
I am.
Okay, yes, it's under new business, but you can bring it forward if you want.
I don't want to interrupt your, Oh, I'm all right.
So let's go ahead and, get you
okay.
going so we
Right.
can, you don't have to sit here the entire time.
Oh, okay, I wrote an appeal. Did any of you get to see
Yes, we have a
that?
copy of that. yeah.
Cause I've got copies if you don't have
Yeah,
it.
no, you already got it ready, folks.
Okay. And so if you've read this, then you know that a few years ago, the Water Conservancy, actually more than a few. But, I went to them to address water usage, charges when my tenants moved out of their apartment at 107 Main Street. And we shut the water off. Dan takes the read, we turn the water off. There's no water usage. And so the Conservancy made the decision that during those times, no billing should occur. And for the most part, that has really been honored. We have had very few hiccups. Usually, if we do experience a change in that decision, it's because we have a new clerk. And maybe that individual does not know. I did receive a bill for November. Although I never got that bill, but November and December. And right now the amount is at $129. For just basic, I guess, service, but service we're really not using. My request is that the town utility billing department comply with the Conservancy Board's decision regarding this type of billing, so. Most of the time, the period between my tenants is 3 to 4 weeks. This time it has been a little longer. We own the second oldest house in Battleground and it's become a little moody lately. We are overcoming that and we do anticipate renting it out again very shortly. So I'm.
Conservancy's not billing them for water, or are they gonna build the minimum?
Now, this is complicated and I don't wanna not address it fully, but I think that what you might consider doing is receiving the request and take it under advisement so that you can look at the whole situation and talk with the Conservancy, because they did revise their approach to minimum bill. And it's gonna get swept into or incorporated into the revised rate ordinances for the Conservancy and for the town going forward. And for the town, I don't know how it's gonna come out, but I know that we're gonna address it. So I thought you might wanna receive Kathleen's information or request as a landlord, because she's not the only one. I mean, it happens to every landlord that has a period of time between their ability to lease. So, in this case, I guess I would suggest taking it under advisement and looking at all the issues
Yeah.
and make a thoughtful decision on what would help the landlord situation in total and her in specific.
Kathleen, can I ask a question?
Sure.
While you're cleaning out the house and things like that, are you still using the trash?
The trash.
Yes.
The trash can. We don't use the trash can for the main street, the tenants do.
Right.
We bring in water in jugs to clean the apartment, so we don't use that water.
But see, why I'm asking that is because the trash and recycling is, I believe, part of our billing, is it not?
Well, it
Part of
is,
wastewater, or is it?
it's the minimum bill that she has is because of meter being enabled to
Okay.
take a reading. Now, there wasn't any consumption, but in anticipation, I mean, that's why I thought I
Right.
might want to get the whole story. In anticipation of them leasing that space, we enabled the meter, so it took a reading and it generates a bill.
Got
It
it.
generates a minimum bill regardless if there's usage or not. When you say, hey, I'm gonna use this residence, then you turn the billing, you enable the billing. And it sends the meter to the billing
Got it.
through the minimum bill process.
Did we have the same thing about 3 or 4 months ago? A gentleman come here on his property, he didn't have any water, and he was getting a bill.
He was
That
getting a stormwater bill.
Yeah. I was.
Yeah, that was $11 a month for stormwater. Since that's something we really can't turn off. We
So-
opted not to do anything about that.
So there's
That's 504.
There's several things to consider here going forward, and I just thought it might be worth having a subcommittee for the utility, for the sewage board side of your responsibilities. Sit down and work through that with the Conservancy, so we've got a united decision. Because the Conservancy did decide, you know, if they've got a meter set, they're gonna do a minimum bill. But I think with the new rate structure, it might come in to be a smaller minimum amount, and then every gallon get billed, not just that you have a 2,000 overhead of gallonage you pay for every gallon, but there'll be a lower amount that will be a minimum bill that gets billed for every set meter, not if it's on or off, it's if it's set.
Right.
If it's set and ready to use.
Okay.
My question is that when I originally asked the Conservancy, I was instructed to talk to them because they were in charge of water usage and that their decision I would have to abide by. And this was the decision they gave. To the best of my knowledge, it has not yet changed. If the Water Conservancy does change this decision that they gave me, of course I will comply. But to date, I am not aware of that, and I would ask that this bill be expunged until such time that their decision that they gave me, I would like that to be honored until it is changed officially. I was under the impression we have 2 governing boards. I was told to go and talk to them. I did that. They gave me their decision. And I have abided by their rules, which is you don't use that water, we won't charge you. So I would like that to be honored until it is changed. And then if it is changed, I will abide.
So, excuse me, Kathleen, but you haven't spoken to the Conservancy Board yet, is that correct?
No, I did. I spoke to them years ago. I was at a
Okay,
meeting.
but I mean, lately, like.
No,
their
I have
meeting
not
is-
spoken to them. They
Their
have
meeting
not.
is the 21st, and so that would be our first chance for, because they actually did change the policy. But it probably wasn't represented to you that way, because
No, I
we thought
didn't
you
hear
were-
anything.
we thought you were having a tenant, is why we turned that on.
Well, I always thought that tenants had to sign a contract and put down a deposit and create an actual account
And we-
before you acted
Yeah,
on
so
it.
that's,
So I'm
that's the
confused by that.
extenuating circumstances that I'm telling the council that's gonna be hard to wade through, because we were called and said, hey, we're having somebody come in, so we read the meter to be sure that we were starting from
You didn't get
zero
a
for
call from us.
them.
I think the tenant came in to inquire about the cost of it.
Okay. Well,
And,
possibly. But
yeah, he inquired about it. Yeah, I know that he did come and inquire
Okay.
about it, but.
so that's how it all happened, and I, before I start making, adjustments to bills, I just wanna go through the process of contacting each utility and get their opinion on it, so I only have to go in and make one adjustment, does that make sense? But
Well, I
yeah.
do know that up until this last month or so, this decision of the Conservancy has been honored. And then on the third wheel, I got this,
Yes,
so
I-
I had no warning that things had changed. And I think that if a governing board of the community tells a community member, this is our decision. And I'm not notified that there's been a change, I just get a bill suddenly. Can you understand how I kind of
Sure.
feel about
absolutely. And
that?
I don't know what their answer will be, but I just am asking for us to work through the process of requesting it from both boards, and we'll get a decision and make one adjustment to the account based on what answer we get from each utility.
So will this bill of some dollars. Will this be expunged until the decision is?
I
made?
can't make that decision myself, and I'm requesting that we talk to the Conservancy
Okay.
when their board meets on the 21st.
Okay.
I will talk to them and tell them what happened and get their approval.
Okay.
And
And she won't get a late fee to tell the board.
yeah, well, we can remove it. It's automatic, but it can be removed for good cause. So it may
Okay.
show up if I'm unable to catch it, if I don't see it. But we can
Okay.
address that as well.
Because I just, because I just got this bill and I thought, wait a minute, this is not what we've been doing since I visited the Conservancy. So you can understand my feelings that I got a bill that wasn't supposed to land in my mailbox, so. Okay, but if you need to talk to the Conservancy, that would be great.
We do have a lot of conversation to have with them, just on the
Okay,
same
that
page.
sounds terrific.
It's their meter, so that would make me feel. a lot
And
better.
like I said, if they wanna rescind. That decision, that's fine, but if they're rescinding it. After I got this bill, that doesn't feel fair
Yeah,
to me.
it may go forward. Well, and I want to go back to your meter was enabled because we thought someone was moving in. Not because you had a vacancy. It had been since 2022 that you hadn't been being charged anything for a minimum bill at that address. So we enabled it, I enabled it because I thought someone was moving in. And then we found out that in fact you had evicted them.
So that's how the bill came about,
Yes,
okay,
that I
because
enabled your.
I
meter.
understand that because I knew there hadn't been any usage, because that house is so old, you can shut the water off. In the cellar right there, and usually a lot of times we have done that for Dan, he just said, I read it, go ahead or shut it off and I'll read it. So it's kind of a very funky setup. So, yeah. Okay, well, I guess I'll wait to hear from you regarding this bill and future bills. So it sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time.
you.
Have a good evening.
You too.
You.
Can I go with this?
Yes, that'd be fine.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Moving along, I think we're ready for our clerk treasurer, Georgia. That door sticks a little bit, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
You have the claims, there's actually two separate ones, one ends on December 31st. Two separately from the one that is in the calendar year 2026.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the accounts payable voucher register summaries. Two of them, one for December 9th through the 31st of 2025. For $102,553.78. And the other one for January 1st to January 12th, 2026. For $134,072.15.
Second.
Motion in a second. Any conversation or any discussion, Bradley? Sorry. I do just have one question. It's more just my curiosity. The sewage bond interest payment. How much do we owe on that still? I'm just curious.
That one is,
Right.
I'm not sure how much we still owe, it's totally paid off, that's the sewer plant, and it's paid off in 35.
Okay, so we got a while still. Okay. No worries. That's just my curiosity, how many payments we actually have left on that.
Up to you.
Yeah, I bet.
Did you have the call? Yeah, the motion and second, did you have?
Oh, yes, all those in favor?
Right.
Okay, motion carries.
Okay. kind of back to Kathleen's issue, this is gonna be a thing going forward with the landlords in town, and I know what the Conservancy wants to do, but how much they're wanting to set the fee at, I do not know. That's kind of between them and when they get their rate ordinance. But is there a subset of this group that I could work with for issues like that in January, February, to work with the consultant?
Yeah, I'd be happy to go
That
ahead.
would be that.
Thanks, sir.
I know as a group, you are the sewer board, so it would take a motion, take the approval of everyone, but
Ours is just a percentage of that total minimum, isn't it?
right, it's 25 or so. We had 2 months before we knew that it wasn't gonna be anybody move in. $25 or so was water, and the rest of it was sewer. It was like 38 or something was our minimum bill for sewer.
I think she understands it's two separate entities.
Well, I'm not in a position to tell people not to come and ask or make sure
Right.
that you know their concerns, but I do try to tell her that the driver here kind of is who controls the meter.
Right.
If the meter's on,
Then you get
she's
to-
gonna get the bill, and I never represented that we wouldn't make the correction. I just said I would like for it to run past the Conservancy, because in her case, I don't think they'll say no, but I think going forward, I'm gonna require of landlords that they give me something in writing that says they're having someone move in. Because we just kind of take her word for it as
Or
people
if
move
it's-
in and out of her 2
Yeah.
units, and now she's upset about it.
Yeah.
So I'll fix that by just saying, hey, give us a little something in writing that you're ready to start services here and
I
that.
probably should tell you about evictions.
I was gonna say both ends of it, yeah, when they're out and when they're in, probably some kind of something in writing. Both. And
Absolutely.
Right.
We had, I'm gonna skip the salary ordinance because I don't know that we've done anything in December, January to be ready to do anything on that. We had a promotion fund ordinance. 658. It's in your packet. If you are ready to work through that, Eric had reviewed that and said that it was okay to start that. If you're not, that's okay too.
Yeah, I think. From my standpoint, I'm ready. This is the ordinance that allows us to use like general fund monies to like have food at an event or something like that, correct? If we were to,
Right, you have a promotion budget, and this just specifies in a lot more detail than your old ordinance did what you.
what it can be used for, what it cannot be used for.
Right, right. I still think that it's a good idea to plan in advance what you're gonna use it for,
Right.
but at least we don't have to stick around.
I think it's a good idea to at
Whether
least have on the
somebody-
books until,
Get it done.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So I'd like to make a motion to accept ordinance number 2025-658 for authorizing payment from general fund for promotion increases.
Second.
motion by Mary Jo, second by Matt Kopic. All those in favor? Or I guess any discussion, I'm sorry. No, we're good. Motion carries.
And you're good.
You'll note that this has
Trying to move.
slides that has a column for your yes vote and a column for your no vote, so just be sure you know which one you're voting.
Which one I'm doing?
Georgia, why'd you make it so complicated?
You want me to put a star next to where you're supposed to sign?
Please, yes. You know, like that.
And then at the end of the year, 2025, we had some unexpended budget in the general fund. And so This year, last year it was 15%, this year it's 10%, you can transfer out of your general fund to rainy day. And that amount this year is $16,513. If you would like to consider resolution 25-135.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to accept resolution number 25-135. For the rainy day fund transfer of $169,100. Is that right?
No,
65.
$16,513. Wow.
Okay, motion by Mary Jo, second by Steve. Any discussion? You said this year, Georgia, it was 10%, not 15.
Right.
Correct, okay.
They allowed 15.
Yeah, it's come back down. So, okay, all those in favor?
I,
Aye. Motion carries.
Get rid of those things.
Okay. This last, sorry, go ahead,
The
Georgia.
last meeting, I mentioned that we would have 5 years support on our current. What used to be Boyce, and they sold to a company called DSA. And they're moving all of their software to the cloud, and I just about swallowed my lifesaver this morning when they told me that it would be about $20,000 for each of our units to go to their cloud software suite. And then I think it's a software suite, which when you consider payroll and assets and our general ledger, they probably look at that as being a pretty good deal. I looked at it as a good deal until they said we had to pay that amount for each unit, plus a $10,000 training fee.
I'll say that one more time, please. I
So
would,
that's $50,000.
Yes, it is.
For two total licenses, basically.
2 licenses and
And
training.
training.
doesn't surprise me.
Steve, the training is the thing where they always get you
That's
to.
really, yeah.
That wasn't his final number, and I'm gonna argue with him a little bit on that because and I'm gonna ask him if I change my mode of operating. I mean, we've been keeping the Conservancy as a totally separate entity on the general ledger. I don't think that you would have to. I think they could be a department. But I would have to see a lot more of what their software capability is. They're gonna do a walkthrough on the 29th.
Okay.
If
This is the
anybody
same,
wants-
this is the same software we're using currently,
Mhm.
Right.
But it's,
but it's just gonna be cloud-based versions.
Well, they sold.
yeah, well, it's they sold their to a whole different company. This one isn't Windows compatible. It's been operating like this for a long time. And so it'll be a whole different environment as far as
So we're either.
what I can do, and I'm starting to wonder if. I
There are
think-
other options, I think.
Yeah, well, yes, there are.
I mean, we're gonna pay for it no matter what from that standpoint, but it's figuring out what's the best.
Gonna have to do a little bit of investigating.
Sure.
So I'm not gonna ask you to jump into that one until I can present to you other comparables. Let me see what happens with that. And then, we were gonna do something about the HR policy. And I know one of the issues that we dealt with was about in the police department, but help me, what was the other? The committee was gonna get together and look at, I know that Conservancy was changing. Payout of PTO, I think that was it.
I think it was.
So. I hate to ask you to do another meeting, but I think we'll probably need another HR.
Well, I think we do.
But we don't have to do it in January, but I do want to carry it forward. Defer it to the next meeting and not lose track of it, that we were gonna do that.
Right.
So, okay.
And the rates are meeting.
Mhm. What did you decide?
Georgia, in terms of your software stuff, if you get some vote or anything, I'm happy to look over any of that kind of stuff. Help translate whether trying to bill you for. Sometimes they
I know.
sneak things in, it
I
seems
tried
like.
to meet up with him last week and I missed the time slot, and so he put me on this morning, but it was putting him on the spot to try to give me
Sure.
a number without really going through
I
it.
sit through enough of those sales pitches, sometimes with software, it can be highway robbery,
Mhm.
so.
Hey, Georgia, what do you have available on Friday?
Friday this week
Yes,
is open.
pick a time. How soon can you meet? How soon can you meet? Cause I need workout stuff.
Not on Fridays.
Not on Friday?
I'll go at 7.
No, she's not even here at 7. What the heck? I'm sleeping at 7.
Come on, you act like you're retired or something.
Yeah,
I mean, really?
That's what we have lunch.
I'd say 10. Does that work out okay for you, Georgia?
And then it's good.
Good. Okay.
10 o'clock.
Spent today.
Okay.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Perfect, thank you. Police department,
Yeah, so, got. Forget my life skills with this, but, an annual report to show you our activity, in comparison from last year to this year. But I will tell you that after I was proud of myself for putting this together, then I realized that there were more than, one database that, I needed to check, so some of the numbers are a little low. Compared to action numbers, but I've got them here, so I'll go through. So what you're seeing here, this is all I have, so you won't have to put up with me for too long today. I can get to my notes.
Am I on this one?
Are you on this one?
Yeah,
Why would you be on that one?
I got stopped.
Oh, you did?
I'm on 600.
You gotta stop, are you speeding?
Yeah,
Wow.
they said I was going 47 and a third.
I thought you said we don't patrol here.
Huh?
I thought you said we don't do traffic here.
Well, it proved them wrong.
Yeah, first off.
I didn't know how fast I was going today, or was it yesterday? There was snow or
Let's
something.
find out.
outside.
I'll find out
I saw a stripe on the road looked up a bit, but yeah. So anyway, from 24 to 25, one of my goals when I started, was that I was, determined that we were gonna increase our visibility, increase traffic patrol, but also, be more self-sustaining, less of a burden on other agencies and more of a resource for them. And I think we're working our way towards that. What really hasn't changed is the number of patrol hours that we're on the road. So hopefully this will show that we're doing more with what hours we have. From 24 to 25, the total calls for all agencies, Tiffany County helping us in the battleground area went from 924 to 1,042 and 25. So about a 15.8% increase of calls for the battleground area, just so you're aware of the total crime stats. The total calls for battleground went from 354 calls in 24 to 422 in 25. So about a 19.2% increase in the calls that we're handling ourselves here. Where, and put that in perspective, the county's increase of battleground calls that they were taking increased by 8.4%. So about half of the growth of what we're doing in battleground now. So when we look at that total share, even with a higher call volume, battleground PD's taken a larger amount of that share than we were in the past, which is what we want. Going through the traffic enforcement itself, this is where we have another database. The information you have here is based on CAD entered calls, meaning that we entered it in this database and the traffic reporting software that does our tickets. Sometimes it's not the best preferred way, but sometimes we're just doing the ticket database, which also goes to the state. So that's the more accurate traffic stop data to look at, and so it's not on here on your sheet. The traffic stops for battleground PD in 24 were 169, and 25 is 313. So 85.21 increase in the amount of traffic stops we made this year. So the comparison, Tiffany County made 108 in 24, they made 121 in 25, so they increased by 12%. So we made 192 more stops in Battleground than the sheriff's department, if the sheriff listening. So, let's see. Across the board, really, everything just kind of has a steady kind of increase to it. The check well-being calls are going up a little bit, which just means people are willing to call to have somebody checked on, which we highly encourage. In your packet also, there is a heat map that maybe a little hard to see, but it's on the very last page, I believe, or should just look like the map of Battleground. That shows should be more zoomed in, I apologize, but that will show where the majority of our traffic enforcement is happening in Battleground. Just as a reminder, if you're not seeing a police car with a car pulled over where you think the violations are happening, that's just due to the time that it takes to see it, pursue it, turn the lights on, wait for them to pull over. And we all have learned our lesson the hard way of turning your lights on too quick and then you block the intersection and all of that. So we try to wait for them to get in a more safe area. And if there are folks listening in the town, we do appreciate those that pull off onto a side street. That makes me a lot happier and less nervous. 43, there's really no option, but so the yeah, that's overall calls are up by 15-16%. But the amount we're handling is up 19%. And so our traffic enforcement definitely up quite a bit from the year before. The reason that I'm reporting more traffic stops than are on the back is when a traffic stop changes from a traffic stop to a different type of call, like a DUI or suspended driver or something like that, they change the call type into the CAD system. And so where we had that stat for traffic stop, now it's shifted over to OWI or something like that. Which we're still having those obviously, but hopefully with more patrol this year is the goal. We'll get that down too. So the reason that you're also seeing a little bit of a stagger, I think in one of your charts where it goes up and down a little bit, is when you hit traffic hard one month, you kind of kill it for the next a little bit, and then you hit it again, and then it goes back down. And so it's like beating the the soup pot down when you're boiling pasta or something. Just keeps going up and then back down. That's really, I'm happy to answer any questions specifically, but I think sometimes numbers are a little better way to visualize it. And again, the data you have is also a mix of the two agencies. Because I think it's important for the board to also be aware of what your situation is in now. So with the limited amount of officers that we do have, which I'm not complaining about that, we've gotten other officers on, which is great. But just as a small department, that, obviously we have to spread out what we do amongst all these different types of calls. And so it's frustrating to us when we can't handle.
Is that one back on medical?
No, he's not. He's still on medical. He's on one of those wheelie cart things. So
His scooters. Is what
yeah,
they call
yeah,
them.
and he is
scooter.
chomping at the bit to get off of it. So yeah, he's I can discuss it more off camera, but yeah, it was great time. So but that's can't blame him for that. He's doing better. Yeah, that's like I said, happy to answer any questions you have. Also very happy to take anybody on right along that wants to go. Believe me, you want me and not Fred, so. Say Fred would be a lot of fun.
Oh, there.
Actually, any of the officers, so, but public and the board are always welcome to reach out and set something like that up, so.
Okay. Sounds good.
We get through this, hey, we're cooking on time tonight, just to let you know.
Keep moving here.
You go.
Hey,
Hold on.
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think we need to solve the problem last month about hiring your girlfriend. We postponed it until this month,
I thought we were
So we
postponing
can-
it.
so we could vote on it or whatever.
I thought we were postponing it. Is it on the agenda?
No, it
Okay.
wasn't, but
We can put it back to February if you want.
Yeah, there's not a extreme hurry with that.
There isn't. Yeah, we'll put it on February.
And again, and if you have questions, I'm happy to
okay, that's
Provide
fine. I just
give
figured
answers to that, so.
Yeah,
get it out, get it out of the way or whatever.
We can defer to February.
Huh?
We can defer to February since it's not on the agenda for this month. We'll make sure we get added for next month.
I'll give you time also to ask questions you have.
Is that fine, everybody? Okay, So then utilities and street. Ron's not here today.
He sent, did he send something out to all of us?
He did, and I asked a question about the signs. Cause it wasn't making sense to me on his report.
Yeah,
Do you remember that one?
that one he was talking about,
Yeah,
down there by TC's or down in
but
that.
that's not the only sign. That's what
Well-
there's several signs. That
Well,
he's
the
ordering.
the other signs he was talking about up there at,
Shawnee Bridge.
Shawnee Ridge. He has the stop sign that evidently he purchased about 4 years ago.
Okay,
And what he needs is that, what, $3,000 some dollars, I think.
Yeah, to get posts, to
Get
put them
posts
in,
and-
there's a
Yes.
minimum order on the
Yeah.
posts.
Yeah,
And all the hardware to put the signs up.
so do we need to make a motion to spend that money, or is that something?
Yes, and I thought it was in what he sent.
yeah, $3,294.09.
How much was it?
$3,294.09.
And 9 cents?
Yep. And we will be getting reimbursed $330.15 from uninsured motorists.
What was
Yeah.
that? What was the sign again? Was it one of the electronic ones?
I think.
No, it was a speed limit sign.
Yeah.
They knocked it
Down there
over.
by
Speed limit
TC
30.
or something like that.
And I
He
think
said
that
that-
one of your officers tracked them down.
No, it was a count.
Oh, that wasn't a speed, well, it might have been a speed limit sign, but I thought it was,
Yeah, he said the county was the one that investigated and went and talked to the.
yeah, then he went and talked to him. I think he worked with
Yeah,
George
and they're
Orman.
gonna
If it's a-
reimburse.
It's a speed sign?
One of them. There's several signs that he has to put up. That's why he
Okay.
needs to post.
Yeah.
He's also going to be this spring changing out. Street signs at, I think Shawnee.
It's
Ridge.
Shawnee Ridge.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, the way he spelled this out in here, I have a quote from Hall Signs in the amount of $32.9409.
Yeah,
We'll get reimbursed $330.15 from uninsured motorists and TC Restaurant. I mean, it
and
doesn't,
that's why I was
doesn't
like.
make sense. to me.
"What?" Yeah, so that's why it's several signs,
Okay,
several posts. So it isn't like they're just doing one sign.
Yeah.
okay, that's why I was asking if it was one of those.
25 posts and all the hardware.
Yeah,
And they already purchased the signs 4 or 5 years ago. He's got them, their
Mm-hmm.
stop signs and street name signs.
So what was the $3,200 for? Just a post?
the
Uh,
posts. and-
Just a
Yeah.
post?
Post.
Posts
Where-
and hardware.
Yeah,
They're
We're getting, I'll be honest with you, if that's what we're
regularly
paying,
post.
They won't let you, or I don't know how many it is, but they won't let you order just a couple.
Just
So
a
you
lot.
have
we're getting jacked, cause I can get those all day for a hell of a lot less than that. And I don't have to order that many. I do it quite regularly.
Yeah.
But you look at that.
Okay, so he orders.
Did you order them already?
Orders a post that's a breakaway.
The breakaways, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Can you get right away?
Yes. All day long,
Then we'll wait and we'll.
all day long.
has he already ordered?
Did you order them
I
already?
didn't know.
We need to find
Probably
out.
not, because.
I think he indicates he just has, at this point, has a quote.
Yeah, I have a quote, yeah.
No, he hasn't.
I'll send them the
Yeah.
2 contacts I got, cause we can get you out.
If you could, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say I'm in the wrong, I'm
So-
business for that. Yeah, I need to get into that business too.
How soon does
Uh,
he need those posts?
I don't know.
Nice. Well, you had
The-
signs for over 4 years.
So let's not need to post very quick.
That's right next to the solar sign that says
Oh.
50 miles an hour, so I'm not even sure that one has to go back in, but.
Okay,
Okay, so another thing on signs, while we're talking about signs, I need to get with him too, because if you recall, this has been quite a while. I'm old, but. That the county came to us at one point in time, the sign up on Prophets Rock Road, we put that, that one up in
Parkman.
front of theirs. And we were supposed to have done something with it, and it's still there, we haven't done nothing with it. They're like this far apart. On the weight or something, I don't remember what the hell it was, but they're,
It's a dangerous intersection.
yes. We got ours blocking theirs, and they said something to us about that, and nothing's gotten done with that, so we need to look at that too.
so.
those are they wanting us to remove our sign?
They wanted to put it, they wanted us to move it far enough away so you could
Okay.
actually,
Just reposition the sign so that
Yeah.
both could be seen.
why we put it that close, the life.
So Steve's gonna put it on the list.
I'll put that on. that
Yes,
list.
yeah, yes,
Our easement only goes
So
so
far.
far. So they probably put it out as far as our easement goes.
Well, that would make sense, but I guess we probably would need to use some common sense and say, don't put it in front of somebody else's line. Sorry, pointing out the obvious in that.
No, that's okay, he's got it.
Send Ron contact for.
Okay, you got two quotes for the leaf vac. I think it was to rebuild the entire machine, if I remember right.
A lot of money.
Yeah, one, I think the original one that he had was $49,500, and then the second quote he got was $65,000 even. To rebuild, I believe, the leaf vac engine
They're not gonna rebuild.
and new hoses. What's that?
It's
Not the it's just all new
It's
hoses.
just,
Okay.
do everything else to this machine, all the paint, but they're not gonna,
Not
How much
touch
is the new
engine.
leaf vac?
he said the new leaf vac like this one was like over 100,000. For a new one. That's a lot of coins.
It is, and yet. If you buy a brand new one.
Right. It's still half the
It's
price to do
still
it.
half- it's just twice as much as
Yeah.
getting one old one fits.
And then
Is
we
there
gotta
a lot-
fix it again. Honestly, if this was my decision, if I was. From a business standpoint, if it's say it's $100,000 for a new leaf vac and you're gonna spend 50,000 in rebuilding one that's still old and you're gonna do more, I'd buy the new one. So I think.
He said for that
That's
price,
not,
he said for that price, there'll be a new one.
Yeah, I don't know if you were hearing what he said, these comments was that the salesman said the newer ones are not as quality.
really,
So even the salesman could have gotten a sale out of it, and he said, honestly, you're better off repairing.
Yeah.
The one that you have.
I
is
do remember him
probably-
saying that, saying that.
Now,
we
this
had
is like a Cadillac of
leaf vacs.
leaf vac.
Yeah.
but aren't we put money into it every year? Don't we put, I thought
No,
about
we
it
haven't.
every other year.
We haven't put money into it
Not for 10
since I've been
years.
on the board.
For 10 years.
I thought we
No
had.
plows, but.
Yeah, that's what-
Yeah,
Are we ready to move on that, or do we want to wait until he's?
Let's see, I'd like to see less, yeah.
I guess if you wait long enough, the price will go up.
Yeah,
I don't know how long, I don't know how long the quotes are for.
We got the money.
It's kind of goes along with
The
another
spring.
new business thing about spring cleanup, because if we send it now, it will be back in time
For spring.
to do April cleanup.
Do you have the quotes?
Do we have the 55?
Do you have the quotes? Copies of the quotes?
I do.
Do we have?
But I know the 65,000 one, you have to get it there, and it's a couple states away, so.
Oh,
Brown,
So there'd be an incurred cost there, just transporting the device or it to the.
pretty confident I could get Brown to come get it.
who?
Brown equipment, the one that's 49.5, I could come get them to come get it.
So do you want us to make a motion to go ahead and get it redone? I mean, honestly. I get it. It's the guy told me like with my water heater, whatever you do. Don't replace it if you don't have to, because this thing will last forever. You buy a new one and it only lasts 8 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And I've lived in the house for 20 some years. So
Mhm.
I understand where Ron's coming from on
Yeah.
this.
And if it's not a thing that we do year over year, every other year,
Yeah,
I'm more
So
comfortable with that.
We do have the money for that.
it's 49.
49,500.
And that's rebuilding it.
Right.
Anybody, and whoever's knowledge.
And it's to take that out of the stormwater, because getting the leaves off the street is what protects the storm.
Storm system.
Ask you this too, where we at in stormwater for that too, because if we gotta do the pond down at Shawnee Ridge, that's gonna be another,
Well, and that'll come out of stormwater.
that's probably not gonna be cheap. Even, I mean, even if somebody else does it, doesn't matter who does it, that one's not gonna be it's kind of a mess down there.
Well, I'd like to make a motion to. Okay, using $49,500 to update the leaf removal system.
Second.
Motion by Mary Jo, second by Steve. Any discussion? Any further discussion? Yep. Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Okay,
And then I'll bring up an item for Ron that doesn't have to be discussed tonight, but you may want to talk with him before the next meeting about his idea. He drove the F-350. The salt truck that doesn't have a plow on it. He drove it this weekend and said it was terrible.
The old truck,
The whole truck is,
the old truck.
the steering is, he said it's just awful. You know,
How about,
but it's an accident waiting to happen.
how about, I'll talk to him, how about him and I going out, and seeing about getting estimates on another vehicle?
I already asked him to do so.
Oh, did you?
I did the other day. Yeah, I told him to go to DeFoul.
UPA,
Oh, or QPA. Yeah, we can do that up in Fort Wayne.
well, the states, you just, it depends on what vendor it is, but they're.
State QPA for vehicles like that.
Yep.
And then we get government contractor pricing then.
DeFoul do it now too, so then check both of them.
A used and or a new?
Mhm.
We just bought three new Chevys, and I would say I never would buy Chevys, and we went to DeFoul, and they were $15,000 a unit less than a new Ford.
We did not budget for this because I didn't know about it, but there is enough money in MBH to do an additional appropriation to cut it.
That's-
Or a new truck, or whatever, about the new one.
Well, might be using that for something, but yes,
Have we got a limit up to?
no, I think you need to have him spec what he really needs.
Okay.
That's why I told him, I said, go online. I mean, like GM or Ford, either one of them, Dodge or whoever. I mean, you can go through them.
Get
As you
some
kind of
price.
go that car.
You can build it and what, yeah.
One's got deals now. They're dropping their private.
It's a 2011 model, so you got your bunnies with it.
Yeah. I'll get with him tomorrow afternoon. It's fun shopping. It is.
Yeah,
I like shopping for truck.
I would not, but that's me. Okay. Is that all for
Yeah.
Ron's stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess this is somewhat related to Ron, back down to committee report. High school street sidewalk quotes. I spoke with Ron a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. He said that the quote that we got the fall for high school street sidewalks, the company that quoted us would honor it in the spring
Good.
without increasing the price. So
That was Dixon, right? Was that Dixon that was doing
I
that?
think it was.
Yeah.
I think that's correct.
Is that the one that came in and started when it was, yeah, okay, Dixon, yeah.
So they believe that they'll honor the quote that we've already approved, that we approved last year.
Well,
So,
they do work for us anyway.
right,
Yeah.
but it's just good news to know that that's holding at least for right now. So I think we need to make a move on it in the spring once it warms up a little bit and things like that, but.
And also why I'm out with Ron. I'll go to the list with him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think social media for Battleground, I'm not sure if we're quite ready to discuss anything there yet. I've watched roughly half of that webinar, but I haven't been able to finish it yet, so I'll keep going on that and view more and have more to discuss here soon.
Oh, nothing on your architect yet?
What are we, I'm sorry, my apologies for not knowing this. What do we need from her? Because I can get the information, any information we need. I just,
We're talking about.
Maddie Skavarik.
Yeah, well, you
Well,
got one for the up on 107, correct?
Correct. I just need to see where she's at with this building and then,
We're gonna ask questions on the other one that we were talking about there by the one that we were trying to think about purchase.
103
Agree.
Yeah,
Railroad.
for bringing that into,
Yes.
Yeah, we want to bring that up tonight and discuss
Well,
that.
the other thing, that all depends on what we do with the land
Bill's talking about too up
that
there.
Bill's talking about.
That's
So-
what, yeah, you recall, that's what I said up there is
Right.
I think that's the place to go, in my opinion. Yep.
Okay.
I think we'd be sinking too much money into that over there to bring it up to what we probably have to have for compliance with ADA and everything else personally, but I don't know. for
Yeah,
a
and
fact.
that's my thing with 103 is that if we make it a municipal building, do we have to put like an elevator in it for ADA stuff?
2 floors.
Bill indicates yes.
Yeah.
So.
We have to bring it all to ADA compliance.
Sprinkler
I don't-
sys- Yeah, sprinkler system.
Sprinkler system.
I think you still would have to because it's public, it'd be a public
Yeah.
utility, public entity, I think. Don't hold me to that, but
I don't know the answer. I'm just asking that out loud. see.
There'd be questions that we would have to ask before we even move on something like that, but,
I was in the Frankfurt Civic Building
yeah.
to get that checked, and they have one of those stair lifts that goes, I mean, they have a staircase, it's like 3 sections, and they have a chairmaster thing.
That just raises people.
Yeah.
Up in the traditional elevator.
They used to have one in the church, didn't they?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's great. I wonder if that's grandfathered in these days. That's fine.
Our church was gonna put an elevator in it, but elevators are a lot more expensive than a freight elevator.
Right.
So we use a freight elevator for the people.
Yeah.
But they are expensive, but they can be, you can sit them on the outside of the building.
Right,
No.
they don't have to
They don't
necessarily
have to
be,
be integral.
I mean, those are questions that I think that would need to be asked before we move on that.
Okay.
But let's figure that out first and then
okay,
figure out which direction
Well, so that kind of, I know we skip over the strategic
plan.
committee, but that is what drives your decisions on. You know, we have these 3 or 4 or 5 different options, but setting up what your vision is for what you want to do for Battleground. And then letting, you know, finding that best fit for what your vision is.
you know,
So at this
I
moment.
just,
our
I give,
best
my
vision-
vision would be that we do a town hall
Yeah.
up that
I
way.
guess whatever it is,
I've
we
said
need
that
to
the whole
know instead
time.
of spending money for appraisals and. How many thousands we spent on appraisals so far? You know,
This vision of having
Here we are.
the TIF pay off our gateway sewer is a pretty good one.
Yeah. it is.
Right.
yeah, no, I mean, it's very attractive for the town.
Yes.
I think,
Um,
honestly, I think that long term, I think that we would get more bang for our buck up in that area up there. For a town hall, because you could do the community center, you could do all that together, and I think if you, again. It could go completely different up there and they could give all that up there and not have to do a park, right? But if you have to park up there, you'd have a park up there at the town hall. Community center, you get more bang for your buck for something like that, that's my opinion, that's just.
Well, and I did kind of go out on a limb and, you know, looking at that, it's like, okay, if we had a town hall there, we're right beside a substation, would we want to see about putting a pay-as-you-go car charging there? But those are just, unless somebody goes back to giving you some money to help subsidize it, they're really expensive.
I think,
Yeah, but that's
Expensive.
Titmont's right there too, isn't it? There might be
Yeah, so the
opportunities there
question,
too.
the question's been put to them and they directed me to Frankfurt. And, cause they put some in and it was like $20,000.
20,000 for each station. Surprised me.
So it's,
Edward might have experience in some of that, huh? Charging station? No?
but I was hoping maybe Titmont would, you know, find a way to help us put that in.
Mhm.
Right.
So we'll let that cook for a little bit. But
Yeah.
it's-
I do agree with Matt, I think. The idea of moving town hall there seems like a viable one. I
I
guess
think it would fit in with the rest of what's going that way and
it would,
you could do.
if we
like
put
that.
something out there nice, then maybe people will continue to develop the area too,
Right.
if we get something out there.
Shows that we're committed to the area as well too. You're landlocked down here. There's nothing down here.
Right.
Not saying it's right, but to me, it seems right.
Any other thoughts?
Meeting adjourned.
No.
Sorry. I said that out loud.
You got a
Sure,
couple
yeah.
things.
Yeah, I will work with Maddie and get with her and get some information about this building and otherwise. And get that going.
What it's gonna look like.
Yes, I'll get the drawings from her.
Sorry, sir, do we know what she needs on the invoice to be able to get paid?
Yeah, we need to see a deliverable, cause she gave me an invoice for both, but I haven't seen anything. Did you give me something that said, yes, I have plans from her? I haven't seen anything at all. There's nothing in my file. dude.
Okay, that's right, I can see what I have.
And then, so, and
So
then
that's
the,
separate from the,
yeah, there were two separate
Separate building.
invoices, one for this building, one for 107. We kind of separated them as two different things. So. Yeah, I'll go with her. And I know she's, yeah, we have stuff for 107, so.
so it begs the question though, if you're really gonna move ahead with. If you're really gonna move ahead with thinking about town hall at the 600 site. Do you really want to not use this for anything? I mean, what would be the use for this? If you're gonna
Right.
if you're gonna revamp 107, what happens here? So it's a little,
Mhm.
it's all.
What's she charging us for the schematic drawings on this one?
But we could sell 107. That's what I'm saying. Then we can renovate this.
You
I'll
still
check and
not
look.
interested, but
Yeah, we do.
1,200 then.
Still have an
Wasn't
interest in
sure
watching.
what an architect goes for.
TC's still want to buy it.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll sell it,
Um,
renovate this.
Yeah, what scares me about this building is the foundation stuff.
Yeah.
And actually be able to do anything, the foundation's a complete mess, and that being. Yeah, what do you do about that? I know Jim said that he had quotes for 40,000 per foundation, but
It's,
I don't know what.
they do it. I mean,
Is that an 18th month remedy, and then we start sinking into the ground
they're
again?
long term.
Yeah,
No,
they
they go
do.
down,
Okay.
they go down into the heart.
Okay.
right, they said
They
if
go
they
down.
did it, the building would never go in.
Okay,
It-
all right,
It's valid. We've done it on some of the Lafayette School Corps buildings, so.
okay. So down to new business. Oh, snow removal, I'm sorry. I did generate that form last night
That was
Just-
a nice form.
just to fill out and not. I sent an email this morning I sent an email last night when I did it and between the kids and everything else, I don't think I was thinking clearly. I didn't intend that the town would be in charge of pairing people up and matching all that, but trying to find an involved community member that would like to.
Like. The town was gonna.
Yeah, no, that's not my intention.
So find a group of nice gentlemen that live in town that love to run snow blowers.
Right. I mean, I'm willing to help out people in my immediate area. I guess no more, I can move snow.
One's always uptown up there, he shovels,
He doesn't live downtown, he lives out on.
I think he was up on Providence, doesn't he?
No,
That first
he
house
lives
I seen
out
him.
Prophets Rock Road.
Huh?
I thought he lived out Prophets Rock Road.
That's what I'm saying, out past 600 on Providence Road.
Oh, yes, he's not
Yeah.
in town.
Yeah. But he's always
Yeah.
in town, he does the beauty shop, he does the
Oh,
But
The one that walks
they
in front of
pay
the-
him then?
Pizza
I
Hut.
bet he did.
They
I bet
pay
he did.
him, right?
No, she
You
don't
sure?
have no, no, he goes out on his own.
Why
You
is
got
he
like a little
coming to my
tractor or
house?
something?
Yeah, I like it.
I'm like, what the heck?
So the
Now I
idea,
charge you that.
Yeah, sure.
the idea of that was to be able to collect people's information about who needs help, who's willing to help, and that way we could have that for whoever is running this program for
I
us.
need help with my driveway.
You can fill it for.
Yeah.
I got all kinds of equipment. I got all kinds of equipment. I can't ever get my driveway done.
So
Okay, so
anyways,
if we know anybody that's interested.
right, we can kind of put some feelers out and everything. I know we're in the heat
You
of winter right
probably go
now.
past the church and get some volunteer
Sure.
that's retired or
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
That's it.
Like I said, I think there's a lot of opportunity here to involve community.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just didn't want it to be, I didn't intend it to be town hall offering to
But here
organize
you go
that.
again, back on this. If Mrs. Smith needs her sidewalk done,
Right,
Mr. Johnson and Mr. whoever on the other side don't do their sidewalks.
right,
Now she got her sidewalks done, so we're probably gonna miss the other one.
Don't we have an ordinance that they gotta get done?
Yes,
Yeah.
watch it, you might be sitting there.
If I can,
Police officer might show up.
yeah. It's tough to get out of. On that, if, one consideration maybe you could have is that when we would give our warnings out, we always say if there's an issue, call us, we'll work with you. You know, we could pass those on to you that way, and so maybe that it needs to go through that route for you
There you
to be
go.
able to triage who's.
Then
who's
you
really,
have
you know,
people that you really know.
right.
Because if you put out, honestly, if you put something out like that, people are gonna go, hey, yes, I want my sidewalks done. So,
Yeah.
like, people
Or-
we know.
Or put it in, with the water bill, whatever, a notice that says, this is the corridor for the school, sidewalk.
Mhm.
You will keep them shoveled. If not, you'll get a warning or a citation or a fine or whatever. We have to keep them clear for the students to walk.
Right.
if at a minimum, the board could just let us know. Kind of what
That
your
that's
ideas
going
are
well.
for enforcing, that way we don't, not too heavy handed or too light handed, anyway.
They're fine for my truck sliding on the road, on the driveway.
As long as you give us the video from it.
Now, if we had new sidewalks, we'd be bad for a nice little belt snow blower.
Yeah.
Start up there, just drive it right down. the
Trucks like
sidewalk.
if it is a
Go right out the street.
Out in the driving, out in the road.
So then Rocky gets that, yeah.
The streets are plowed, blow out.
Yeah.
It's kind of like putting. your
So,
passport.
I will. Between the PTO, my wife's on, and this, maybe we can find some volunteers
Okay,
and try to get some momentum going there.
PTO, power take all.
Just the battleground parent teacher organization.
It's always called PTA.
Yeah, they usually have a pretty good crowd that shows up there, so we'll see if there's any interested folks there. And she has her meeting tomorrow, so
Nice.
we'll see what they have going on there. Anything else as far
The
as
next thing here is.
sidewalk snow removal?
Sidewalks.
Okay.
Well, it's sort of related to sidewalks. The spring clean. If we don't start talking about it now, all of a sudden we've missed the opportunity to get it advertised in time. So February 20th would be our target date to know what we're gonna offer for spring cleanup this year. And then we've had a date in April usually, I think. So if you're gonna back it again this year, I guess we'd have to talk about what kind of resources you wanna give to it. Cause it started out in the beginning as kind of a volunteer effort of the police department to engage with the community, but it really evolved into the street department managing.
Okay.
And I don't know if we really wanna bring them in on a weekend to do that. So in the past, when it started, it was a Saturday. But I don't think we wanna have that crew be on overtime.
Right, for a community event.
Much of a crew.
Okay, so we probably need to know by next meeting for sure what we want to try to advertise.
Yeah, just think about it and talk about it, yeah, and in the February meeting, we need to.
And we have
And I get-
Ron around.
Get our punch list put together, things we wanna do.
That was Jerry's thing, that spring cleanup.
Okay, I like the idea,
Yeah, he always, himself and always had
and I'd be willing to, as like a council member,
people.
get out at least in, in my area and try to help with certain things,
I can drive the truck.
so.
That's
Okay.
about it.
We tried to make sure people knew that it wasn't an opportunity for them to cut down a tree and that we would haul it away.
Like
It's
huge things like
limbs
that.
and branches that come down in the snow. So there were times when Ron would just look at it and go, no.
Okay, good to know.
But the leaf back and some other towns do tires,
Sure,
appliances, I mean.
big item pickup days, things like that.
Think, get
And I
out,
know we do that kind of already, but
talk to your constituents and see if you wanna
that's good.
add anything. And then my final thing is, I didn't really want to talk about it when BFS was here. But when the sewer plant was built and there was a bond. They had this resolution that they would use some of their money in the bank to pay fees like they were talking about the geotech. They couldn't really start it until they knew there was money. And we haven't done our bond yet, probably not gonna do our bond
Mhm.
until the middle of summer, because they said July was the first call that we could get on.
Right.
So. Thinking about doing a resolution to borrow money from one or more of our accounts that we were assembling money for a town hall. You pretty much have enough money to build a town hall. And with maybe a very small, what's the word I want for the financing?
Debt.
Debt, yeah,
Debt service.
a debt, financing.
Okay.
But until that time, we could use it to pay BFS for some of the stuff that they're doing. I have a lot of invoices from them. Because Hawks Nest, they were working on Gateway while they were working on Hawks Nest and everything. Hawks Nest got shifted to Craig Martz, but everything Gateway is sitting in a folder back there.
Okay.
Because until we knew we could get it paid back from a bond, I didn't want to start dribbling money out of different accounts. So this would be a way for you to start giving BFS revenue to pay some of those third-party vendors that they have to pay. They're okay. And even Bowen said they would stay with us for things that they had to expend that we didn't have the bond for, like phase one.
Yeah,
But, I just thought it would be something to consider, and
Okay.
I'll be talking with Robert and Eric, but Eric looked through it and he goes, yeah, we should do this now. He said, there's no reason to wait on this.
okay.
So if it comes down that you have another meeting in January for any purpose, why we could
Do this
you
too.
know, we could bring that forward at that time.
Okay.
Eric would build it up to meet our current need. That's just a
Okay.
draft from what they did before.
I have one more thing I need to bring up that I didn't talk about at the beginning, and I apologize. I got a call from Dan Gimmicky today. And he said, hey, Mary Jo, can you bring it up at the meeting? To, okay, spending $17,000 on meters.
No,
No,
no. No,
we already did that.
No.
And so, I just wanted you to be aware of it. I wanted him to know I brought it up. But
That's why he wanted to call, why he called me,
probably,
yeah,
yeah,
no, but I didn't get his call.
yeah.
I'll just give you, this is my input on that. Did we not pay for the water and stuff on Tomahawk
And we also bought him skid full meters.
last time? I think his theology behind this is that, you know, we use that for our sewer billing.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
We also spent how many hundreds of thousands of dollars on Tomahawk?
I think it's just honestly, it's somebody saying, hey, maybe they'll pay for part of it, you know? And so I just wanted to bring it up to you guys,
Historically, is that something that they've done in the past, Georgia,
just like.
prior to us?
Not only the one time, my tenure here, so.
And that's been recent. That one's been recent.
But I told Mary Jo that one of the things that whenever I look at that and think, well, yeah, depending on that. You could take your sewer to a flat fee.
Yep.
If you didn't want to use
Their meters.
gallonage, you
Yeah.
could take it to a flat fee.
Yep.
A lot of people would be happy with that, a lot of people would be unhappy with that, but it's just another model. The other thing is, I don't charge the Conservancy anything for their use of this building. The heat and the lights and having this available, so if you didn't have this, they would have to make other arrangements. Probably you're not gonna get anything, if you build a new town hall,
Mhm.
that no fee arrangements is kind of gonna go with you to the new facility, and they'll get to use the new facility for no.
Wasn't there a
For
little-
no investment.
No, investment.
wasn't there a little scuttlebutt that took place not too long ago in the barn down here, the water barn and the street barn, not the street barn, but the down at the wastewater plant? Didn't we have to build a wall or something like that separates shit or something like that?
Well, the wall built.
No, I know, but didn't we have
Well, I
to do
would,
that?
I think it was IDEM or something, I don't think it was us.
And then part of that building ours and part of it's the Conservancy or something of that nature?
None of that building's ours.
None of it's ours?
That has.
We just use it. We get to park our salt truck in there, or
Yeah.
whatever.
I have that MVH pay the heat bill for the first 3 months when the salt trucks are in there. So they pay the gas bill, but he pays all the electric or any air conditioning.
So we're trying to do as fair as possible.
Yeah, we are, but you know, there's only how many pennies do you need to split before it just becomes.
Pain in the ass,
you know,
Yeah,
all of them.
but at first I thought, oh, is this something we do all the time? And then I called Georgia. And she told me, and so I don't think we should take on that expenditure. So,
if you wanted to say, well, if we do this, we need to look at the whole picture. Because it's probably not a bad idea to sit back and audit how we're dividing things
Mhm.
again.
Yeah.
Agree 100%.
Yeah.
Well, they better all their money, save it.
Oh. They don't get as much as we do they? They just get off their billing, don't they?
Correct.
Yes,
Well, they get a tax rate,
they do.
yeah,
Okay,
and that goes to cover the towers.
but otherwise, they don't get anything from the state as far as, they're gonna have to say, right? So I don't wanna be that greedy woman. But I do wanna be fair.
Okay,
Agree. Flat rate.
I make a
Uh,
motion to adjourn.
Second.
or, sorry, I was gonna say public comment. Do you have anything?
Well, I do have one.
Yes.
So I live up the hill on Shawnee Ridge,
Mhm.
and my attention was turned to the road improvement money that we have. We were allowed to get our top coating or whatever it was from Pavement Solutions last summer. It's not great. Not great. It's not holding up. So I live on Muncie and I run through the sub all the time. You can't go 10 feet without a crack. And if you go down in the cul-de-sacs, which we have 7, I think.
Yes.
You go where the tires are braid from, it's just pushing all the pebbles off the top. Into
It's actually stretching that coating as well
into
too.
the gutters and possibly.
The storm drainage.
Mhm.
It's pretty messed up, so.
Okay.
And I think Pavement Solutions may need to be held accountable, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Or something needs to be looked at, I've had folks out. And my
I can attest-
council member who lives in the sub.
I can attest that,
he's seen it too.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the, with us spraying equipment in and out back in there in the back, right? And had a comment about us tearing it up, and there's numerous places that Edward can attest to that is just as bad as where we took equipment in and out. It's just from car traffic and even the delivery trucks and stuff up there. That stuff is garbage. It's not holding up worth a shit.
So I
For
think
what we paid for it,
I do know that Hawks Ridge was done. Well, it looks similar, I don't know the history of it, when it was done. That's in pretty decent shape still. I will say one thing, between the two subdivisions, is a road called Belmore.
that's terrible.
It was never done, so they didn't catch it when they did Hawks Nest, and we didn't catch it when we did it. So it's the lone stepchild in between the two.
Yeah.
Maybe on the list for this year. It rings a bell that it might be on that little.
So
Yeah, it's
I
pretty.
guess in your opinion, was it the wrong material or is it poorly done?
I don't know, because
Well,
we have
either, I guess.
used it in other areas here. That
it's
was
been
point,
fine.
and it's done okay, but up there,
Just poorly applied
it
maybe?
doesn't matter where you go up there. I mean, he runs in the mornings and I ruck through there and you can look at the stuff and it's not
Yeah.
holding up.
It's like I live on a gravel road now.
Yeah, well, I can imagine like
Yeah.
kids riding their bikes and stuff like that. It's probably not easy
Yeah.
either. They slip and slide
Yeah.
and fall all over and.
Yeah, I bought a bike a year ago and even riding up there after they've done that, I'm like, I bought a helmet for it. And I look like never mind, I won't say that aloud, but.
You look like a safe human being.
Yes, I do. I look great.
So I think that what we're getting this time, most of it that was a
looks like
two-step
Mike
process
That's
that had the stone in it, and part of what we're getting this time is just the black. The black top coat spray. If some of what and so we'll have to look at them and say. Maybe that isn't the right thing to do, that thicker 2-coat. Business, because they put it out here, but it does the same thing with people pulling in and then
And turning,
turning their
yep.
wheels.
At the driveways,
The
Georgia,
abrasion
Yep.
that tears it.
Right,
at the driveways, most of the driveways where people are backing in and out, that's exactly what's happening. They're turning and it's just, that some of them are worse than others.
Pulls at.
so it's good for a road where the traffic is to
Probably not the best material to be using for a neighborhood.
create
I don't think so.
weight on it,
I don't think
but
so.
the other one,
Right.
the other process doesn't have that gravelly layer, it's just a spray. And that's what we used on College Street in Winans many years ago. And the guys brushed that on with a brush. I mean, they literally brushed it into the street, but it has held up.
Winans is actually, yeah, Winans is done all right. I mean, the only place that's done halfway decent up there is along the woods going up the hill. Where we got that opening in there, that's about the only spot, but there's no houses there. That's about the only spot that's actually held up decent up there.
So it's. Thank you for bringing that up and
Yeah.
we'll put it in minutes that it's
Two
not
things.
inadequate.
It's the abrasion of the pebbles,
Mhm.
and I don't know, Muncie's got, I swear, every 10 feet there's cracks, so I don't know if that's something.
It's the reflective cracking from what was underneath it, which that stuff's really not
It's
made to
first winter.
take care of that, but yeah, it is, you're right, it's the first winter, and as thick as they put that on, you wouldn't have thought you would have got reflective cracking that quick.
So. If nothing else, during cleanup day, if we could run the
Room up there.
the machine endlessly.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what month he starts, if it's April or May, the street sweeper, I think it's May to
I think it's May.
October.
Yeah, it's May. It's May.
That's all I got. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thanks for always coming.
Are you still running in the mornings?
Yeah.
All right, haven't seen you for a minute, that's not.
Well, it's on the dreadnought.
Oh, are you done the trip?
Oh,
I said dread.
I heard you, I heard you. I
But
heard
it's,
you.
you know, when it's warm enough, I'm out there, but otherwise,
what's your temperature that you don't?
Below 30,
40 is when I go out.
Got it. Okay.
yeah. I was on the stair stepper this morning for,
I hate standing in one spot.
What time do you go out running?
what I was doing was 4:30, 5 o'clock.
In the morning you go out running?
A rucksack. Yeah. 40 to 60 pounds on my back. Through the neighborhood, about 45 minutes.
You could just take your granddaughter.
She just ran away. I could chase her and I
You
went.
just rock her on your back and
That's
then.
a good idea.
Yeah,
actually.
see?
Yeah, she beat me in the head.
Did she give you one? I make the motion to adjourn.
I can't say.
Meeting adjourned.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I'll see you Friday.
Yeah, you will.
I'm hungry.
Babysitting for my granddog,
You're
Me,
babysitting?
or granddog,
Oh,
grand dog.
yeah.